First, UC for a letter from Iowa Cattlemen and a letter and an article from AgriPulse.
So ordered without
And
objection.
second, a great big thank you to you and ranking member for setting this up and helping move this legislation along. In a nutshell, everybody's talking about competition. We're talking about bringing competition to an industry dominated by four packers and a cozy relationship with the big feedlots of 4 or 5 states. And they want to keep their chain moving. They don't care whether there's room for any independent producers or not. They, in turn, then don't care whether those cattle are owned by Wall Street bankers or farmers. And the independent cattle producers in the Midwest are being hurt. It's important that we look back at how we get to this critical turning point. As the livestock industry became increasingly concentrated in the 1990s, fewer animals were sold through negotiated purchases. When mandatory livestock reporting was first considered in 1998, it unfortunately didn't get very far. The American Meat Institute bragged in publications then about how they killed the bill by hiring high-powered and well-connected lobbyists. So those same organizations who worked for the big meat processors in the 1990s are the same as those who are lobbying against this market reform today. Luckily, Senator Daschle didn't give up. He stayed with the case, and we now have mandatory livestock reporting passed soon after 1998. Nobody argues with that legislation today. So in 2002, I first introduced a spot market bill with Senator Feingold. Since 2002, we've seen more consolidation and vertical integration in the cattle market. There is now even greater use of alternative marketing arrangements, resulting in higher volatility swings. It's always ends the same: more profit for the packers and independent producers going out of business. Market reform is needed right now. Just as Senator Daschle didn't stop in the 1990s, I don't intend to stop until these bills become law, and I would like to have my colleagues join us in this effort. So to Administrator Summers, do you believe that the USDA, your Marketing Research Service, has the expertise and knowledge to implement this legislation?
Yes, Senator, we believe we do have the expertise and knowledge.
A report from the University of Nebraska, the USDA cattle region with the highest cattle grading is Iowa and Minnesota regions. Over 94% of the cattle in that region grade over 80% choice. This compares with less than 13% from Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico. Our opponents point out that alternative marketing arrangements are needed to capture the value of better genetics. So, Iowa, Minnesota leads in genetics and also leads in cash sales. So, Mr. Summers, can you confirm the information in the Nebraska study that the Iowa-Minnesota region is the best region for the quality of cattle?
I can certainly confirm that Iowa producers produce very high quality cattle.
Thank you. The DOJ is investigating the big four packers: USDA, Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and multiple state attorneys generals are conducting investigations as well. We've seen GBS settle for $42 million for anti-competitive practices. There have been other meat segments that have pled guilty to suppressing competition. Investigations are very important. Greater coordination between USDA and Department of Justice is needed. Still, without market reforms, we will likely continue to see Big Four vertically integrate, destroying family farmers and raking in record profits. So, Mr. Green, if marketing reform is not enacted, do you anticipate that we will continue to see vertical integration in the fed cattle market?
Yes, sir. The trend lines have certainly been in that direction, and there are significant vulnerabilities of the market, which is why we're here for this conversation today.
Thank you. I yield back.